So one of them ends up dead. One of them did the dying. No. Hello friends, welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today I am here with a really fun challenge video that I am doing in collaboration with Alida from Alida in the Books. It is going to be a blast, so stick around. We're going to be reading some books, we're going to be watching some movies, and we're going to be listening to some music, all in this lovely little vlog here. So before we kind of get into all of the logistics here, please get down below, click subscribe, and also I have my Goodreads and Instagram down there so we can talk bookish on all of the different platforms here. I would absolutely love that. So this week I'm going to be doing the Love-Hate Challenge with Alida. So this idea is not originally from me and Alida. We actually saw it on the Emma channels here on BookTube. So Emma Tobias and Emma from Drinking by My Shelf. And so we will make sure to have their videos linked. And then I will also make sure to put down Alida's video doing this so you guys can see how she did with my recommendations. But basically what we did was we gave each other 2 book recommendations, 2 movie recommendations, and 2 song recommendations. And one of each of those was a book, movie, song that we really love. And the other one was one that we really do not. And we also kind of were trying to go with a theme of kind of a wintry theme. So things that were kind of snowy, cold, winter related as far as the books, movies, and songs go. So that is what we kind of did. So in my video here, I'm going to go through with you guys really fast what Alida sent me. And then we're gonna watch the movies, read the books, and listen to the music. And then you can go over to Alida's channel and you can see what I recommended to her and what she had to watch, read, and listen to. And you can see how she did. And we're also going to try and guess what each other loved or hated between the two. Because who knows, I could love the book that she hated and hate the book that she loved. But like, I have to also kind of think the way she would think and what I think she loved and hated, if that makes sense. And then we'll kind of watch her video and her explaining to us, you know, what she liked and did not. So let's go ahead and get into what Alida sent me. So the first things we'll talk about here real quick are the 2 videos that I will be watching this week. And the first one is The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I immediately am like, who doesn't like that movie, right? I've obviously seen it. I feel like most people have, but I am totally happy to rewatch it because it is a wonderful story to watch. It's just really fun. Who doesn't love Jack and Sally? And I actually have a really cool cookie jar from Disneyland that is inspired by this, so maybe I'll like show you guys at some point. But getting off track, basically Nightmare Before Christmas, if you haven't heard of it, there's like Christmas Town and Halloween Town and Thanksgiving Town and all these holidays, and Jack is like the king of Halloween Town, and he's like, I'm kind of getting tired of it, and he finds Christmas Town and he's like, we're gonna do Christmas this year. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of Halloween and Christmas, which are 2 of the greatest holidays ever. And then the other one I actually have not heard of. It's called Orphans, and it's like a horror movie that is about this family. I think they're having a hard time having kids, so they end up adopting this young girl, and she's like more than they can handle. I'm assuming she's gonna be like possessed or creepy or evil or something like that, considering it's a horror movie. But I'm excited to see another horror movie, although I'm not so excited because I'm pretty sure that everybody loves Nightmare Before Christmas, so I feel like this is gonna be the one that she hated. So, you know, horror movies really are kind of hate or love. Like, you're on one side or the other. I also feel like horror is specific to people too, because some people, like, they don't like a horror movie if it doesn't scare them. For me, yeah, I want to be scared and creeped out, but like, there's a spectrum where if we're like just totally just on that side where we're just scaring the crap out of you, but there's no actual plot or storyline to it, then I get kind of annoyed. I do need some kind of plot, storyline, something. So let's go ahead and talk about the books now. So the first book that she recommended was Five Total Strangers. And this one is kind of makes me think of No Exit a little bit. But then also, what was the other book that I was like, it's kind of like that. I'll think of it. This book is about Mira, and she is trying to fly home for Christmas, but her layover in Pittsburgh, there ends up being like this huge blizzard, and so they kind of cancel the flights due to the blizzard, but she really wants to get home because I think there was like a death in the family recently, and she just wants to get home to her family and her mom. So she ends up hitching a ride with these other 4 college kids from her flight. And during the course of this ride, they soon start to realize that someone's stopping at nothing to have this trip end in disaster for them. So I feel like we have this really cold, wintry, blizzardy setting. We're isolated into a car. Could be great. Thrillers for me kind of can be really hit and miss. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes I'm like, but I do tend to enjoy isolated type settings. So we're going to see how this one goes. Hopefully it's great. And the other book that we're going to be reading is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. And I've read The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and I loved that book. So I've been wanting to read this one anyways, so now's my chance to do it. But this one is about a group of college friends. They all get together. They want to celebrate bringing in the new year. And they get together in the Scottish Highlands at this, I think it's like an inn, some kind of like estate where they all are going to stay. And then they all get snowed in, of course. More snowed in, isolated settings happening because that's what's going to happen for wintry thrillers. So one of them ends up dead, and then one of them is the killer. And they're trying to figure out who did it. And I adore whodunits. So for me personally, this one sounds great. But for Alida, I think this is the one that she didn't like. I'm pretty sure I remember her talking about this book and that she hated it, and that she didn't want to read The Guest List by Lucy Foley because she really didn't like this one, so she was a little nervous to like read her other stuff. So I don't know. Alida, if you did hate this, then I can let you know if The Guest List is way better and you should definitely go that route, or if it's pretty similar and you should just kind of, maybe it's just not an author for you, if I'm right and you did hate this one. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the one that she hated. And Five Total Strangers, I haven't heard her talk about it that I can think of, but she probably loved it. So those are the books that we're going to be reading this week. Last thing to talk about is the songs. And for this one, we have 2 songs, Colder Weather by Zac Brown Band and Let It Go by Idina Menzel. And so we'll read those. We will listen to those in a little while and talk about them then. And I'll let you know what I think she's going to love and hate. I'm not totally sure that I'm going to get the song right, but I'm feeling okay about the other 2. So we'll see. I will update you guys soon though when I have actually done something for this vlog. Good morning, everybody. So I just wanted to get on. I've got a few minutes before I have to get on a Zoom call for school. And I wanted to update you guys on my reading. I started The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, and I'm about probably a quarter of the way in, and I read like a good chunk of this quarter, and then I listened to a couple chapters before bed last night on the audiobook, and then I was like, okay, I'm tired. So, but anyways, I'm a quarter of the way in, and I feel like it's kind of got a similar writing style to The Guest List so far, in that we are following a lot of different people's perspectives in this party that are at this estate and this group of friends. So there's like 9 of them in the group. We haven't gotten all of their perspectives yet. I don't know that we will, because that would be a lot. But we've gotten a few of them, and then we also have gotten the gamekeeper and the like manager of the estate, both of their perspectives, and we're getting a little bit of December 30th, and then also I think January 2nd, so like after the murder has happened, and then also before, and we're kind of figuring out what happened when they first got to the estate leading up until somebody all we know, we don't know who it is, but somebody went missing on New Year's Day, and they were out and there was just a huge snowstorm. So the gamekeeper and the manager were out looking for her and told everybody else they needed to stay put because they don't know the area and they didn't want anybody else to get lost or hurt. The gamekeeper has found the body and he's like, there's no way this was an accident kind of thing. But we haven't made it to actually what happened to make this not just that they got lost in the snowstorm. So not really sure who it is or what actually happened yet as far as that goes. And we're just kind of, you know, following events and these people that you can tell there's things that they're not fully sharing. They're supposed to be this group of friends from college that have known each other for years and know each other really well. And you kind of get some of that. And they're like saying like, yeah, we just fit, we go revert back to the way we were back then, and we just know each other so well and this and that. But then there's other moments where you can tell they're like, but I don't really want to tell this person this, or that person's really giving somebody else some like resentful vibes, or, you know, like there's definitely some other stuff brewing underneath that maybe they just aren't talking to each other about and can come out in a bad way. Hence somebody got murdered. So it's an interesting setup. Sometimes I'm having a hard time a little bit because this one, Lucy Foley lives, I'm thinking in like London, somewhere in England, and there's a lot of kind of verbiage from that. And so sometimes I'm like having to kind of think about what they're trying to say for me. And that's not any fault to the book or the author or anything. It's just that I live in America. And so some of that stuff, I'm like, what are they talking about right now? It just takes me a minute to like put the context together a little bit and figure out what's being said occasionally. And then I don't know, I'm not like super invested in the story yet, but I think it is kind of that change in perspectives that we're getting because we have been in several different perspectives so far. And I remember kind of feeling like this a little bit at the beginning of the guest list. In that one, you don't know who got murdered. You're following a lot of different perspectives, trying to piece things together. It takes a little bit because you're trying to learn all of these characters and where they fit in. And it takes you a little while to kind of start wrapping your brain around things. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just like, I'm not going to get super invested in the story for a minute. So right now it's going okay. We'll see how it kind of continues. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. So I'll update you guys when I have more going on, but you know, that's where we are right now. So I'm back with more updates. I'm moving through the hunting party. I think about 75% in. Been mixing back and forth between physically reading it and listening some on the audiobook, and I'm kind of bored. I just feel like I was hoping in the beginning, I was like, okay, we're just gonna be getting to know the characters and kind of get the setting set, and I get that, but then like something's gotta happen, right? And nothing seems to be happening. It's just, we're still setting things up. I'm like, can we figure out some of these people's dirty secrets? Like, can we have these things revealed to us a little bit more? Can we figure out who actually died? Because I still don't even know. I'm like, can things happen? Can we have something to keep the story moving? Because right now it's just not, and I'm bored, and I'm like, okay, we're almost done with this book, and I'm ready for it to be done. Like, it's not, you know, it's not written terrible. The setting's interesting. Being out at this estate and snowed in. The friend group aspect, I find a lot of the setup of the story interesting. It's just not revealed well, I guess. Like, I think that some of these things needed to happen a little earlier, because otherwise it's making this whole thing just drag out so much. I'm like, come on, like, can we have some stuff happening? Why am I 3/4 into this book and there's still nothing has happened except for that we're, you know, following all these friends and alluding to the fact that they all have secrets, but I don't really know very much of these secrets. I guess we've learned a couple of the secrets. They just weren't revealed in a way that I was like, oh, okay. It was just kind of like, okay, these are like normal things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I definitely feel like this is not a book that Alida enjoyed, because we read a lot of Riley Sager's books together. Recently, we did a bunch of buddy reading with his books, and to me, I feel like she really enjoys kind of a thrilling aspect in her mystery thriller type books, and having that. And I tend to like a little bit more mystery in mine, but I do also like things to happen. And so that's where we differ. And so in some ways, like, we do have a little bit differing opinions on some of these things. So I thought maybe I would actually like this one a little bit more, because I was assuming that it did fall a little bit more mystery than thriller on that kind of spectrum. But like, I'm kind of over the mystery. Like, I'm not even into the mystery anymore. And just having no thrilling aspects, I'm pretty sure this is like, if I'm not enjoying it, I don't know. I feel like she wasn't enjoying it. I guess we'll find out when we watch her video telling us. But yeah, not having fun with this one at the moment. And so hopefully I'll be able to finish it up shortly today, and I will let you guys know how the end of it goes, if it makes it any better. I don't know. I just feel like if only a quarter of it's good, then it's not going to get a great rating. I've been slugging through it so far. So yeah, I will update you guys when I have more. Okay, friends, it is later in the afternoon now, and I have updates because I finished the hunting party, and I'm giving it 2 stars. I feel like it tried to pick up a little bit with some of the reveals and what happened and who got murdered and how they got murdered and what was going on with some of the other stuff that was, you know, alluded to in the background. But it just still, like, nothing wowed me or shocked me. I remained to be a little bit bored. I felt like this estate and the atmosphere could have been built up so much more, but I just couldn't place myself there. I didn't feel like I understood what everything looked like and felt like, and all those senses that I like to have in my reading. I like my reading to make me feel like I am there, and I couldn't imagine this place at all. The characters I just never felt connected to. I see where the author was trying to go and like pull in these different stuff with these characters and try and make them, you know, 3-dimensional people, but they just kind of fell flat, and I just was not entertained in any way. It kind of just didn't really work. I feel like there was a kind of side tangent plot reveal thing at the end that came out of left field that I felt like had nothing to do with anything in the story, that I was kind of like, I feel like this was unnecessary, and it was just like a complete red herring that just didn't really do anything to actually help the story at all. So yeah, I know I already said it, but I'm pretty sure this is Alida's one that she didn't like, but we're gonna read 5 Total Strangers next, and I'll see how that one goes. I was looking on Goodreads for that one, and I did not realize that it's actually rated even lower than The Hunting Party. So now I'm like, thrillers can be kind of hit and miss for me anyways. Now we're throwing in this low rating. It was like 3.4 or something. And I'm like, oh man, I really hope this one surprises me and that I really enjoy it, but we'll find out. Hello guys, I'm here to update you guys because I started 5 Total Strangers. So I'm like 30% in to this one, and I definitely could see Alida liking this one quite a bit more. I'm personally liking this one quite a bit more, but it's got a lot more action thriller type vibes going on, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm getting into the story quite a bit. So we're following our main character, Mira. She basically flies into Pittsburgh, and it's kind of a rough landing, and there's like a blizzard coming in. So the whole airport canceled like all the flights out, and that was like her layover. She just needed to make it home. And so she ends up getting into a rental car with this girl that she met on the plane that she sat next to, and 3 other people. So there's 5 total people in the car, and they're all just trying to drive. 2 of them are going to Pittsburgh, where she's going, and then the rest, I'm guessing, are going a little bit past that. And the blizzard's really starting to come down, so we're just like getting so much kind of action going on between everything that's happening with this blizzard and on the road and these accidents, and they're getting stuck, and they're pulling up to these gas stations, and there's like they've been to 2 different like rest stop gas stations, and the same guy seems to be there with like this yellow hat, and he's kind of weird and creepy. And Mira's like, how's this possible? We're 100 miles difference between this, and this guy's here. And she's kind of like questioning what's going on with this person, and how that's even possible. And she's like, no, maybe I'm just going crazy. And she feels like supposedly everybody in the car is strangers, and they met in the airport or on the plane, but also she feels like there's something more between 2 of them, Harper and Brecken, and she's like, I feel like they know each other, and like, but they're saying that they don't. So we're kind of questioning a little bit about everybody that's in the car and what's going on, but then also like this weird dude that keeps showing up at the rest stops. And we're trying to make her get to Pittsburgh here to her mom, who, you know, she wants to be home for Christmas with her mom, who just lost her twin sister and is just having a hard time. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been really fast paced, and I'm excited to see where this is going to go. So I wanted to update you guys, and I will talk to you when I get farther. I may be able to possibly even finish this one today. It is a little bit shorter than the hunting party. It's like less than 300 pages, so I'm moving through it pretty well. I finished 5 Total Strangers last night, and it was a ride. I definitely enjoyed this one quite a bit. I feel like it was very like fast-paced and quick, and so I just kind of got into it and just was going. And I mean, I read like 3/4 of it in one day, which is awesome. I had a good time. It was like a fun read where you're just, I mean, not that the content of it was fun, but it just like was so fast paced. I was just moving through it. I was just enjoying my time, and it was a good ride. I'm surprised in a lot of ways by the low rating it has on Goodreads, but at the same time, I can understand. I feel like there's not a ton of plot in here to really grab onto, because you are kind of stuck in this car with these strangers. I mean, you get out at a couple rest stops, some crazy stuff happens at those rest stops, and you know, you start realizing more and more sabotaging things happening, and there's just a lot of stuff happening in the car where, you know, things are going missing, or this sabotage is happening, or this is happening, and we're just in Mira's head, and she's questioning. She's like, this is starting to seem like it's not, you know, just happening, like somebody in this car is doing this, and everybody's just blaming everybody and not getting along. And so there's a lot of that just throughout the whole thing. But I mean, it doesn't have a huge plot to it. I do think there's like these letters that are included in between. There's maybe like 4 or 5 throughout the whole book. I feel like that added kind of a fun element to it and made it a little bit more high stakes, thrilling. But yeah, so I think it was a really like quick, fun ride. I don't think it had a ton of extra plot going on and stuff, but it did have a little bit and was enough to keep me entertained, and I really enjoyed it. I give it 4 stars. It was really fun. So I think that me and Alida are on the same page on this one. I think she enjoyed that one, and I think she did not enjoy the hunting party. So we'll find out when I watch the video she sent me. But I also figured that maybe today we could just do a really quick, I'm going to listen to the songs that she sent me. Okay, so I'm going to get my headphones in and listen to these. Unfortunately, you're not going to listen with me because we don't want copyright issues, but let's see what I think. I think this is going to be the trickiest one to figure out, like, which song she liked and didn't like. But we'll see. So we're going to do Colder Weather by Zach Brown Band, and go ahead and listen to that one first. Okay, so song 1 done, and now I'm going to listen to Let It Go. Now that I'm really thinking about this, I'm pretty sure we know which one she loves and hates. So, but I'm gonna listen to this. Pretty sure I know every word to this song too. Okay, well, I feel like after listening to that song, I'm more confused now because I love that song too. Oh, I feel like the first song's more like soulful and like, you know, just makes you feel like some emotions and you're just kind of sad and you're just feeling it. But then that song, Let It Go, like just brings up so many memories and it makes you feel empowered and like, I don't know. For me, Frozen is just such a, it's one of those things that when it was really popular, you were so tired of that song. Like, so tired of that song. But now the time sometimes passed and we're not as in it. It holds fond memories and you remember that. And my daughter loved Frozen. She loves Frozen 2. Every night, I actually sing her the lullaby from Frozen 2 and she loves it. So I don't know. And I feel like Alida, like she could just love Disney and be like, I love this song. And, you know, originally I was thinking she probably is like annoyed by hearing this song, but we're not at that phase anymore. So maybe she loves the song and she really doesn't like that other one because it's kind of sad and depressing. I don't know. What am I going to say? What is Alida? Why did you make this difficult on me? I don't know which one you love and which one you hate. What the heck? Okay, okay, I gotta make a guess. So, does she love or hate Let It Go and Colder Weather? Which one? Which one? You guys? Okay. I'm gonna say she loves Let It Go and she hates Colder Weather. Totally opposite of what I was originally thinking I was gonna say. But that's what I'm gonna go with. We'll find out. Okay, so the last couple things I have to do is watch her 2 movies. So I'm hoping to watch the first one tonight with my husband, and then I'll probably finish up on Saturday watching The Nightmare Before Christmas with my daughter. So I get a little bit of some movie time in with both of them, which is awesome. So yeah, I will update you guys when movies are over, and hopefully that will be an easier pick than the songs were. Anyway. Okay guys, I have watched both of the movies over the weekend, and so I have my final thoughts there, and then we're gonna watch Alida's video and see if I just totally failed this or if I actually kind of did okay. I doubt that I got all of them right, but let's check it out. So, movie-wise, watch The Nightmare Before Christmas. Very cute, fun movie that I feel like, I don't know, I feel like everybody loves that movie. I don't know that I know anyone who does not. That can be like really tricky. Like, Alida, if you're trying to trick me, that's a good one. If you hate it, because I feel like everybody loves it. So that would be kind of unusual. But yeah, it was fun to just see Jack and Sally and Zero, the dog, and, you know, I don't know. It's just fun. I like Halloween. I think that, you know, Halloween and Christmas are probably my favorites as far as holidays go. So mixing them together, it's awesome. It's a great classic. Brings back childhood memories, and, you know, it's fun. So that was a good one. And then I watched Orphan last night, and I don't know how I feel about this one, actually. I think that it had an interesting story, and the twist at the end was kind of different and whatnot. I felt like it was very, like, much a thriller type story more than like really horror. But we are following like this family. They decide to adopt a 9-year-old child and bring her home, and they have 2 other kids, and then things just start to go kind of sideways with her, and one of the parents like doesn't believe the other parent that something's wrong with this child, basically. I feel like I had some serious anxiety happening, and I think that's where I'm kind of like, because I didn't like that. I don't like always when kids are pulled into the story too much. It gives me anxiety. I was watching something else with my husband like a week ago, and the kids were just like being pulled into it, and it was making me anxious. And so that was the part where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that and how that kind of was done. And yeah, so I'm gonna guess that Alida loved Nightmare Before Christmas and hated Orphan. I also feel like in general with like thriller horror type movies, people love or hate those. So it's more likely that she would hate that. So that's my guess. To wrap up the other 2, we had the 2 books, The Hunting Game and 5 Total Strangers. And I think she loved 5 Total Strangers and hated The Hunting Game. Oh, The Hunting Party. Why am I saying game? My bad. The Hunting Party. And then we had the 2 songs, Let It Go and Colder Weather. And I said that she loves Let It Go and doesn't like Colder Weather. It could definitely be the other way around. I don't know. So we'll see. So I'm going to put my headphones in and we're going to watch this reaction together. Okay, headphones going in. Here we go. Let's pull up this video and start watching.
Hey Heather! If you're watching this, that means that you have finished the Love-Hate Challenge, and you are wondering, what did I love and what did I hate? I
just did not do
cannot wait to see your adventure with this and your predictions. So let's get into it. It's been a little while since I've looked at these, so let's see. My choices. So I'm going to start with
I had to pull mine up too. I did the
then
same
go
thing.
to movies, and then of course end on books, because why not?
Songs first. So I said
So
love,
for the
Let It Go,
song
hate, Colder Weather.
that I hate, it is Let It Go by India
Oh no.
Menzel.
Totally wrong.
I just feel
This
like
could have definitely gone
Let
either
It
way.
Go is such an overplayed, overhyped, annoyingly perfect song that it's like the song that I love to hate on, but I know every single word to it, so take that as you will.
Kind of what I was saying, like maybe you've just heard
So
it
that
too
means
much.
that the song that I loved is Colder Weather by the Zac Brown Band. I
love both the songs.
think this is a little bit of a slower song, but the message and
Definitely.
it's definitely like country, which I love all things country, so I had to pick that one. Plus I wanted to try to keep it with the colder weather theme, but you know, that doesn't always work.
It's very soulful, I feel
And
like,
then
of a song.
for the movies,
okay.
the one that I love, actually no, let's start with the one that I hate.
Oh gosh.
The one that I hate,
Oh gosh.
I actually lost a friend in high school because I watched it for the first time in high school and I hated it, and it was one of her favorite movies.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
So she stopped talking to me because I hate The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No!
Which means that I love Orphan, which is freaking amazing horror movie. I kind of wish that I would watch it again soon. I need to because I haven't seen it
I have
in years.
to at least have got
But
the
what
books
I
right.
remember of it was one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Okay. Then for the books,
Dang it.
like the best part of this
Ada, you got me.
experience,
Okay.
I'm just gonna start with hate because I think I did hate on the other two first. So I hated The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley.
Yes. Okay, I got the books.
I think
I
I
got the
actually
books.
DNF'd it, but I don't remember. It's very unmemorable to me. I remember that there were too many perspectives. I couldn't keep things straight. And it was very, like, anticlimactic.
Well, I could see that. I'm
It
already
was
like,
just a very
what happened?
boring
Oh, yes. Okay.
mystery thriller in my eyes. So the one that I like is 5 Total Strangers by Natalie D. Richards.
Yeah, I called that. I think from reading Riley Sager's
Actually,
books together, I kind
like,
of have a general
love
idea
it
of
so
what she
much
likes
that I
sometimes,
own it.
sort of.
And I mean, look at that cover of the snowstorm and the car and an isolated thriller and, you know, I don't have to sell you on it because you've already read it. So
I feel
either
like
you
no
love it
extra
or
you
you
might
hate
like this
it.
one, too.
But Natalie D. Richards is one of my favorite YA thriller authors. So, thank you so much for doing this challenge with me. I hope you were right on at least one of them.
Just one. That's it. Okay. Alida, if you're watching this, you tricked me really good. What the heck? You just were like, I don't do Disney stuff, apparently. And I totally did. Anyways, I'm glad I got the books right. I will say that I did enjoy 5 Total Strangers as well. So let me know, because it sounds like maybe you've read other stuff from that author. Let me know which ones you've enjoyed so far from her, because I'd be down to check out more of her work. Or maybe we can buddy read one that you haven't read yet by her. So that might be kind of fun. I enjoy buddy reading with you. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Basically, I did not do well with guessing that, but I'm happy to learn a little bit more about my friend Alida, and maybe we'll do this again. I think it would be really fun, but at least I know a little bit of her taste in thrillers. I think if she had thrown a different genre at me, I would have just not had that happening. I would have been like, I don't know. But this was really fun. I'm really glad we did it. And you guys gotta let me know what you guys think. Did you like that we did this? Was this fun? And just if you have other ideas for some fun videos that you want to see coming up, let me know. And down below, leave me a little snowflake or something wintry to go with our theme here. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.